Hi scrapbookers, this is Megan here with another December daily base page process video. Here I am going to do the number 7 page, so day number 7, and I believe I'm going to use this whole red paper, but maybe I'm not. I probably should grab my album. So I guess what I'm doing here is cutting up all of the strips that were on the brandings, like the little pieces of patterns that were on the branding strips, because they weren't the full branding strip, it was just a little piece, and they fit perfectly across the page. I can't even see my book here, so I'm going to pause real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So that is what I'm going to do for this page. I'm just going to use the branding strips with the patterns on them, and I'm going to just paste them to the page. I did do a scrapbooking page like that once, and so I thought this would be a good way to use up some of these smaller scraps. So that's going to take just a little bit to do that. My dog decided to join me, so if you hear some jingling, that's him walking around or trying to get comfortable. So I have finished the pictures for pages 1 through 11, and I have printed out all the rest of the pictures. I just need to sit down and do them, but I'm thinking that I'll probably hold off and do that last after I do all of the voiceovers for the base pages, so then that way I can post the base pages and then I'll post the videos of me adding the pictures in. So here now I'm just going to start gluing down all of these strips of paper, and some of the strips are a little too short, and so I'm just going to have to find an extra piece to go at the end. And I'm trying not to have them all be the same color right around each other. I want the blues to be by the blues, but not like light blue, light blue, light blue. And then I did want to add in some of the reds and the greens, so I'm also going to do that. And I'm kind of overlapping them, just kind of, because there's some of them that I couldn't cut off the white part or the extra paper that was on there, and so I'm overlapping them just to cover up that white paper. And most of this page actually ends up getting covered up anyway, so adding those extra pieces is okay, and having those lines in there, it doesn't really matter so much. So I just got my planner yesterday, and so I'm really excited. I did a video on it. I think I might redo the video because I was kind of really excited and was freaking out, so I was acting really weird, but I don't know, I might not. We'll see. I'm really excited to start using it though. I am watching a lot of planner videos and becoming one of those people. So I think it's becoming a craze in the scrapbooking world because a lot of people that are planner people decorate their planners, and which I don't think I'm going to be one of those people because that's just going to take a lot of time and I just don't have that kind of time. I'm trying to scrapbook my life, not my planner. Okay, so I decided to switch to the glossy accents to glue these down because my glue gun was just being a little bit difficult trying to hold the smaller pieces of paper and the strips and everything. So it was easier just to put the glossy accents on it. And that worked out pretty well. I thought about using this red ribbon, but then there was this green that would work a little bit better because it wasn't see-through. And so I put the fire on the ends to seal it so it wouldn't fray, and then I glued it down. I got this idea from Oh Snap Gonzo. She did a layout like this, and I actually did a full 12 by 12 layout like this. And then I thought it would be fun to do a December daily page with this because I had a bunch of the border strips and scraps and things. So, and now I'm finishing up the last couple of layers. There should only be 2 layers, but it's a little bit, that ribbon right there that I want to use is a little bit too short, so I have a teeny tiny little strip. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that sticker there. So I measure where I want to cut the ribbon, and then I seal the ends. And then I glue down that ribbon. It's a star ribbon. And now I'm trying to see where I'm going to put this sticker. And I actually decided not to do the sticker. I didn't really like how it looked, so I just cut off. I had to make an extra strip for this, but that's okay. I didn't mind. So I glued this green and red ornament paper down there, and then I'm going to glue the deer paper at the very bottom. And I really like how that turned out. Now I'm going to try to figure out what I want to do to mat for a mat for this picture. So I pull out some blues, and I just didn't really like that. And so I pulled out my red scratch pieces of paper, and or not scratch papers, but my, what do you call those? Extra. And there was this one that had this star, some star punched, I can't talk, sorry. Some stars punched out on the right side, and I thought, oh, that would look kind of cool. And so I decided to use this paper, and I was planning on putting the picture in that area at the top left, because that's kind of a weird area, and so like where it was cut for something else. So that's just why I decided to use that, is because I could use a scrap piece of paper, and it since I was going to put a picture there, it didn't really matter that that was there. And so now I'm just thinking about what else I want to use on this page to kind of layer and embellish. So I pull out some buttons, and I'm going to put them there, and also one of those blue snowflakes. I'm going to use my glossy accents to glue down the buttons. And then to glue down the snowflake as well. I'm going to put a white snowflake there by the number, and with that number I just used a little mini cupcake liner that I got from Walmart that was a Christmas decoration, or decorated with snowflakes for Christmas. I'm thinking that I still need some more things, so I pull out some more buttons that I got from the kit, and these buttons came in this little container. It was so cute. I was like, oh wow, that's handy. So I'm going to put those right there. And then I had this little tag that I thought would be cute, so I am going to punch out the word Sunday on it. And I think this stamp I got from a Studio Calico kit. I believe that's what it is. and it was all one stamp, I guess. So I just put the Sunday part on like one little block and just stamped Sunday. And I'm really bad at stamping, so part of the excess from the stamp got on there. So that kind of frustrates me, but I don't know. Hopefully I'll get better at stamping. So now I'm going to kind of mess around with that and glue it down. Try to get that placed around that button at the very top. And that page is done now. So I am going to move on to page number 8. And this one I wanted to keep really simple just because you know how when you work on things for a long time and you get kind of exhausted, or I don't know if that's the right word, but so by this point I had already been scrapbooking for about, let's see, an hour and a half, I think, maybe a little bit longer, because I did all of these 11 pages all at once, or all of these 10 pages all at once, and I was okay with it, but you kind of get, you know, drawn out, exhausted, you know, whatever. So this page I wanted to keep a little bit simpler. So I used that wire mesh, I don't know what you call it, and I'm going to put it at the top there in the left-hand corner. And then I'm going to put the number 8 in the middle of it, and then I'm going to embellish all around the 8 with some sequins, and sequin flowers is what I end up using, and then some of these snowflakes I'm just going to place around the page. And they had these cool little metal, that little metal circle thing, the blue thing up there at the in the right hand corner, and I'm not sure what you call that either, but it's like this little metal piece, and it's thick. It's a lot thicker than a button. And so I was kind of debating whether I wanted to use that or not, but I do actually decide to use it. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 of these two of these leaves, the silver leaves, and I'm just going to glue them down with my glossy accents. I'm also going to glue one of these buttons up there with the leaves, and I'm just going to start gluing down all these sequin flowers and the snowflakes and the little cutouts. I have a hard time keeping some of them down because after a while my fingers get really sticky from the glossy accents getting on my fingers. So it was kind of hard to keep some of those pieces down. And I believe that is it for this page. Oh, I guess one of the flowers was moving around. So there's that page. And now moving on to page number 9. And here I'm going to show you, for page 9, I wanted to use some of the page protectors that they included in the kit, and so I was just kind of going through and deciding which one to use. I end up using this one that has 2 4x4 pockets, and then also, I'm not sure how big it is. I think it's like, so 8x2 or something like that, because I guess the pages are 6x8. And my gun ran out of adhesive, so I had to replace that. It had been a while since I had refilled it, and so I was kind of nervous about doing it on video, but it worked. I did it. I remembered. So I'm thinking that maybe I will use one of those pockets, I guess. I don't know why I would have pulled that out. otherwise. But those colors that I have there don't really go with the little bag pocket thing. I'm just over looking at all of my paper choices and trying to figure things out. That's why I stepped away, because I don't have enough room on my desk, unfortunately, to keep all of my kit. So I had to put it over on another desk. So I decided to use this red paper. And I'm going to do the background. It's going to be the background. And then I will do layering on top of that. So I'm just going to cut up 2 4x4 pieces for the pockets and then 1 2x8 piece. I guess I could measure it. I do have a measuring tape right here. Let's see. Yeah, so it is just a little bit bigger than 2 inches and about just a little bit under 8.5. So that's how big I was cutting those papers. And then for that bottom one, I cut a mat with that blue paper. And then I really liked this hot chocolate photo that was on one of the cut apart pages. And so I'm going to use that right there in that top pocket. And I'm thinking of layering the other piece of blue paper behind it. And I'm going to use some stickers on this. I really like how this page came out. So I made that one into a banner, and I'm just going to stick it right there. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. And then I decide to put some of that ribbon underneath the banner. Then I'm going to put the sticker Winter Magic. I'm going to glue everything down so that it doesn't keep moving around and I can put the stickers down. The funny thing is that day 9 that this page is for was not a happy day. It was not a fun day. It was not, I'm going to put a bunch of stickers on there. And then when I go back to put the pictures, then you'll see it was kind of like, what am I supposed to do with all these happy stickers? It was my sick day. I think I had been sick for a couple days and I was still sick. And so it was kind of not a very good day, but oh well, that's okay. I'm going to put that blue snowflake down there at the bottom. It just felt like it needed a little bit more at the bottom right. And now I'm going to glue down that mat on that bottom right pocket. And I was just putting it in there just to make sure that it fit. And I'm glad that I did that because it was a little bit snug. Now I'm going to move on to the small pocket, a small skinny pocket. And I'm not sure how much actually I do on this one. I guess I probably do all of it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking, wait a minute. I was kind of confused at what I did. So I had this part, or this little piece of this paper that I thought, oh, that would look cute if I punched some scallops into it and use that as kind of like a border. And then I could use that blue, the darker blue with it. I think I actually end up using a different piece of paper than that one though. I'm not sure. I can't really see. The image you see is a lot bigger than what I see, and I can't really remember what I did. Oh, I guess I did use that paper. Okay. So I just backed everything on that red paper, the same paper that I used. And since that border didn't go all the way to the top, that blue scallop border, I had to use another piece of it. And then I'll just cover up the line with a sticker. So I glue that little piece down. And I decided to turn it the other way when I put it in there, and I really am liking how that's looking. And now I'm going to start embellishing with some stickers. I put play, joy, some button stickers, and then some snowflake stickers on as well. And I'm thinking, okay, that looks good. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I didn't put the number on it. So I had to go grab number 9. And then I almost made it into a 6, but I'm glad that I realized that I did that. So I put that there, and this page is now done. So now I'm going to work on the back. And I just used the previous pages as templates to cut all these papers out. For this page, I'm going to do a green and red theme. Oh, I guess I went back to page 9 thinking that that needed something more, but I don't actually end up putting anything more on there. So that green piece wasn't long enough, and so I'm trying to look for another piece of paper to put there. And then I think that this ribbon will look cute if I use that red piece of paper that's just a little bit too small for the 4x4 pocket, and I make the ribbon like I glue it to the back of the previous page, and then I just glue the red piece of paper on top of that. So you can kind of see the blue and green from the background paper, but it doesn't bother me. I just like that I'm using up the scraps as much as I can. So now I've glued both of those ribbon pieces down, and I'm going to glue the red background paper on top of it. And that one is done. So I'm going to move on to the other 4x4 pocket. And for that one, oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm going to finish the skinny pocket. So I pull out this other paper, and it's got birds on it, but it's just kind of clashing with it. And then I decide to pull out my green scraps from my stash, and there was this one piece that was kind of embossed, and so I thought, oh, that would look really cool. And it was green, so I decided to cut that down to fit right there. And then I'm going to glue the number 10 right on top of there. Oh, and I'm going to use that star ribbon as well. So I glue that green piece down, And then I'm going to glue down the star ribbon. I really like how this page turned out. I think it's one of my favorites. And to back the 10, I used just a plain green piece of paper that was the same color as the bottom that was embossed. And I just covered up the top half of it because I liked the star ribbon showing through the bottom. So I just glued on like that. Oh, I guess I kind of played with it for a minute and then decided to go with the first way. And I'm going to kind of put some red ink on it because it was looking a little boring. And then I decide to ink up the sides. And I'm just using a little foam pad that I got from Michaels to do that. I really love how that turned out. So I'm going to glue that down. Use the glossy accents for the very bottom. And then I'm going to put some stickers right there next to it. There's the peppermint and then a snowflake sticker. And that is it for the skinny piece. And I'll move on to the last 4x4 pocket. And I guess I'm trying to fit them in there so that I know how everything is working and fitting. Now I'm thinking that I'm going to use that same green piece of paper that's embossed, and I'm going to make it into a banner. And I decide to pull out this scrap piece of paper that is a plaid red. And I'm going to use that and throw away the excess pieces. I love using up my scraps, so this was a lot of fun to use up some of my scraps. I'm going to make that green piece into a banner. And then I'm going to put the star ribbon down the middle of it and then cut it into the banner shape as well. First I'm going to glue it down so that it doesn't move around while I'm trying to cut it. And then I'm going to pull out some of these clear buttons and layer those on that tag there. And that is it for page number 10. So thanks so much for watching. I will hopefully be back tomorrow with some more process videos of the base pages. I hope you guys are all finished with your December daily or finishing yours up and having fun with it. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.